Two, one. We're live. All right, we're back with anatomical analogies, talking today about functional characteristics of living organisms. So first off, for the analogies, first off, all living organisms take and utilize nutrients. They reproduce at a cellular level and an organism level. Excretion is a major function of a living organism. You got movement, you got growth, you got differentiation, you got responsiveness, and you got all living organisms do have metabolisms as well. But what the hell does all this mean? Let's figure it out. So take and utilize nutrients. Let's think of an analogy of all of these as a deer. So we're going to keep the deer example in our mind here throughout all, 9 of these examples here. So take and utilize nutrients. For obviously us, it's O2 nutrients, but deer, they eat berries and drink water as well as breathe. So that's taking in and utilizing nutrients to function. Reproductive at a cellular level and an organism level. So cellular level is to repair damaged tissue to replace worn out cells, just for growth in general. But with a deer, this might be they get a gunshot in the woods during hunting season. They need to repair that whatever area of their body or else it could be lethal. They could bleed out. So that's at the cellular level, and then also at an organism level. Obviously, deer, like any other living organisms, do have children. Might be called different things in smaller level organisms, but let's think just children. They have little fawns to maintain the species of deer. So now we're going to talk about excretion. Obviously, deer poop and pee to remove the waste from them. You poop and pee, I poop and pee. All living organisms poop and pee, for lack of better terms here. And then movement, think of how many deer cross the road when you're just driving down the street. You got to be extremely vigilant at night, or boom, deer hits your windshield. You got to call the insurance, this, that, the next thing. But that's because of the deer's movement. Also, growth. Obviously, all deer start as fawns, and then they grow in size. So they grow in the number of cells and grow in the size of the cells. But you grow up, start as a little baby, cute fawn, grow up into a big doer buck. Essentially, that's the cycle of life. So deer, like any other living organism, do grow and also develop as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the first go around, but development is a key of functional organisms. It's the process of structural and functional change. So with the deer aspect, think about a buck grows big ass antlers at a certain time of the year, and then shut them off and just do it all again. That's part of the development process. There's more to it with a deer. But just think of how that structural and functional change. The structure obviously changed because it looks different. There's some little deer action up there. I didn't know that. That wasn't me. I'm not a hunter. But although this grizzly beard kind of makes me look like one sometimes, but I do not hunt. But the structure obviously changed, so I'm a deer, and there's also a function to these beautiful antlers up here as well. And also responsiveness, so react to changes in environment in order to maintain homeostasis. So deer run away if they hear a gunshot. Homeostasis, we'll talk about it a little later, but it's pretty much the internal balance. Is everything keep in equilibrium in the body. Differentiation, that's when cells go from the immature state to a mature state. So obviously we go through differentiation throughout our lives at a cellular level, but we notice it at a larger level. But with the deer aspect, so not deers, we learned that in like 2nd grade, I think, can go from doe or can be a doe or be a buck, depending on the differentiation of obviously the much more microscopic things there. But we see the result as a doe or a buck. And also metabolism, so it's the biochemical reactions necessary in order to maintain life there. There's 2 different types, which we're going to talk about in a later episode here. But a deer digests food and utilize those delicious sweet berries off the tree. I don't know where they find them, to be honest with you. That'd be tough being a deer, to be honest. I don't know. They don't have DoorDash, put it that way. But deer digest food, utilize the energy to carry out all the other processes. So to gallop elegantly through the woods, to cross right in front of your car and hopefully not hit it, obviously need that metabolism to utilize that energy. But those are the functional characteristics of living organisms. I almost said human organisms, but believe it or not, humans are not the only living organisms. Mind blown. Thanks for catching this episode. See you back here soon.